Today I want to share with you some very unique and different ways to stack paper napkins on your buffet table. I'm Nicole from Adorn the Table, and I know I'm guilty of it, and most of us do it, where we get our paper napkins, we take them out of the plastic wrap, and then we just plop them on our table in the stack that they're already in. No biggie, very easy to do. But maybe you want to make your buffet table stand out. Bring it up a little bit, elevate it. I've got some really easy, fun, simple, and quick ways that you can stack your paper napkins to really make your buffet table elevated. Bring it up a notch. All right, so when we get started, one of the rules I tend to follow is I like to keep the fold of my napkin to the top right. So when you're looking at the napkin, it's easy to grab right here because that's where the fold is. It's not where the two sections divide. And I find that the reason why I do this is because that's where people tend to grab when they're picking up a napkin. They tend to go to the top right. They're not usually grabbing down from the bottom. So try to keep that in mind when you're creating your own napkin stacks, that the fold is to the top right, or at least on the right side. Fewer people grab on the left. Now, the first idea I'm going to show you is I'm going to be alternating these two colors. I'm going to start with my solid, and then I'm going to move to the print. And what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to just take 3 of the solid, I'm going to put it as the square. Then I'm going to take 3 of my print, and I'm going to take that tip and I'm going to put it on a diagonal to the square. So it's literally perpendicular. And I'm just going to take and alternate this pattern as I go along. So I'm going to take 3 solid, and I'm going to put it about an inch from the first solid. And then I'm going to take the pattern one, and I'm going to do the same thing. Take 3, and I'm going to flip it so it's perpendicular, and again about an inch from the tip. And I'm going to keep doing that and alternating. So 3 solid about an inch, and also it's kind of lining up right here on this corner as well. I'm also trying to keep everything in line so that it's consistent. There we go. As you can see, I'm just alternating. I'm doing one more stack just so that way you can see the consistency of how the progression is. And of course it depends on how many napkins you have, how many guests you have, and what you need to do. You of course could make this stack a little larger, a little smaller, but look at that. Super easy, simple, but it definitely makes the feeling of your stack of napkins a little different. Now you could keep it horizontal, or you could take and rotate it so it's vertical, depending on the space that you have on your buffet table. So staying with these same kind of piles I've created, I'm going to change up the look of this stack. And what I'm going to do, let me separate it first, is I'm going to keep my pink one. I'm going to keep it in the middle, and I'm going to keep it diagonally. But what I'm going to do a little differently is I'm going to take stack 1 of the pattern, and I'm going to put it so there's about an inch gap between the tips, and I'm going to try to keep them on the same line as well. I think I might move it over a little bit, but I want to try to definitely keep this all in the same line. Then I'm going to take a second stack of pattern, and again I'm trying to keep that fold up on the top area where I feel most people are going to grab. So in this case I think I'm going to keep it to the right. And I'm going to overlay it on top of that first pattern stack, trying to again maintain the same square shape here and tips across the top and across the bottom so everything lines up. This is, to me, it's more visual. If you're really anal, you can obviously pull out a ruler. All right, so next I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pink stack again, trying to keep where my fold is, where people are going to grab. And I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to move over about an inch from the top. So I'm trying to maintain the same spacing here of my triangles that are being created on top. And then I'm going to do the same with a second stack of pink napkins. Moving that over, so trying to make sure that the spacing on the bottom is the same as the spacing on the top. So you can see I've got pink, pattern, pink. And then what I can do is I can do it again. I'm going to take that pattern and I'm going to put it over the pink. And then I'm going to take my final pink one and I'm going to put it in the middle, like that. Isn't that really cute? I really like the way this one turns out. And of course you could continue that same pattern. You could start from the top and repeat it on top, or you could keep going down the row. A lot of it depends on how much space you have, and again, how many guests you have, how many napkins you need. You could keep it horizontal, or you could turn it vertically. Again, a lot of it just depends on your buffet table and the space that you need. All right, so now I have another idea for you. I'm gonna just push this one to the side. And this one you've probably seen online many places because this is a very popular one and it's super easy to do. Just like how these are easy to do, but I don't know why right now this is the one that you can find online very easily. So you're gonna take a stack of napkins and we're gonna fan it. And what you do to fan it is you're gonna take a glass jar or cup. It could be plastic as well, as long as it's got some heft to it. And I like something I can put my hand around. It can't be too big for me to not be able to put my hand around it. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this, I'm going to start actually up here where my fold is, and I'm going to twist. So you're going to just put a little pressure and twist, and you're just going to keep twisting and twisting and twisting. And as you twist, you notice that the napkins actually move and fan on their own. Now it's up to you how much of a fan you want, how far you want to go with it, personal preference. So I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to just stop and leave it as is, but look how quick and simple that is. Now that's definitely another way that you can elevate the look of your buffet table with your stack of napkins. Quick little thing I have seen online when people use like their knuckles or their fists. I don't like doing that because then I find the indentations from my knuckles show up on the napkins, whereas when you use a flat surface from a glass or a jar or a cup, you don't have that indentation, and it's definitely much more smooth on your napkin stack. All right, got another idea for you. Quick, super simple one as well. All right, so I have another stack of napkins here, and again, same thing, I'm finding where that fold is because that's where, again, I feel that most people are going to easily pick up a napkin. But I like the way I'm going to show you, it's super easy and very simple as well, and people can easily find that fold to pick up. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your stack of napkins. In this case, I'm going to put mine on the diagonal, and you're just going to kind of slowly bend the napkins up and down, just like so. And as you do it, you allow your fingers to kind of move with that bending. I'm not saying folding, I'm referring to bending. And see what happens as I bend it? I've created this nice smooth angle with my napkins. And they're almost all uniform as to how much space is between them. So again, depends on what direction you want to put your napkins, either this way or this way, but either way will look wonderful on a buffet table. So for my last and final idea for my stack for my buffet table, I'm actually going to use a vase. You could use any kind of container as long as it's got a fairly wide opening and it's tall enough to be able to support your napkins. And make sure that it's probably at least more than halfway up from your napkin. So if you take and measure your napkin height next to your container, it's more than halfway up. And you'll understand why as I show you this. This is a really easy idea, but it's definitely a little different and it's going to take some time. So you might want to do this in front of the TV or while you're listening to music. And let me show you what I mean. I am going to move this aside for a second, and then I'm going to take one of my napkins and I'm going to find that fold, and I'm going to keep the fold angled down towards me, and I'm going to then fold it in half. I'm taking that tip to the other tip, so I'm creating a triangle. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my patterned napkin, creating a triangle. Now, I've already got a few of these prepared, so you don't need to watch me fold all of these napkins. So here's my stack of other folded napkins, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom corner down here where the fold is on the right side, and I'm going to lay them across each other in a bit of a fan shape, and I'm going to alternate the colors. So let's just do that quickly. You can see I'm trying to keep relatively the same amount of space between the napkins on top here. Again, you'll notice why in just a moment. Okay, now doesn't that look really cute? Actually, just as is. It's a really fun shape I'm creating. So if you like this, you can keep doing it and just make a stack that looks like that. Or what you can do is you can take this stack and you can hold on to it. Now I like to hold on to it closer to the bottom here when I do this. And I'm going to take my vase and I'm going to try to do this best for you guys for the camera. And I'm going to take and put them down into my vase like so. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. I love the way this looks, and how easy is it for your guests to just grab one and go. So there's my last and final idea and suggestion on how you can create a really fun and unique napkin stack for your buffet table. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday here at the table. Bye.